建物も何もかも文明全部なくなっちゃった。何百万年もかけて人類が作ったのにね。
Bit of a mild exaggeration to say that humanity had spent millions of years building the world up. Like, at most, we had really spent, like, I don't know, maybe 100,000 years? Heck, even if we go silly and say 500,000, and that is being silly, it's still only 500,000, and where'd you get millions from? Talking about the kids as though they aren't literally not only right in front of you, but actively listening to you as well.
だからこの科学のスーパーアイテムを速攻で完成させんぞ。
スーパーアイテム?
For the first, only, third, and 6:30 of the video.
No!
So I wrote the final episode to this script, and then it occurred to me that I never ask for help on this channel with views, so I decided to pop back here and drop in that a like and a comment would really help me out, since YouTube suppresses this channel like crazy compared to anime wins. So yeah, that would be truly appreciated by me, and it would be really interesting to see how much your help can aid the video, so please be sure to do that. And now, back to the video. Hitting him when the ramen was basically ready at that very second anyway. CGI.
その千空のお仲間さんってのはちゃんと無事なの？
危険じゃないのか？ああ、そこは1ミリも問題ね。大樹と譲り派。あの二人はサクッとくたばるような玉じゃねえよ。
To be fair to them, the question wasn't about whether or not they're dead, it's about whether or not they're in danger. So saying that you're not worried about them being in danger because they wouldn't die that easily doesn't actually mean they're not in danger.
金狼ちゃんや黒曜ちゃんや。
その時点で
千空と剣の。
He knew he was silently awaiting below to talk to him, and yet doesn't know that this dude is wobbling around on a big old pot trying to listen in.
A. 食べ物 B. 美女 C. 司ちゃん自身
そりゃ C だろ。
ピンポーン
Hi, I'm Lillian Weinberg.
I'm sorry, say again?
Hi, I'm Lillian Weinberg.
One more time for me?
I'm Lillian Weinberg.
Oh, I'm William Weinberg.
一応ね、女声もいけんのよ。
Bullshit.
まもなく皆さんの元にも救援がやってきます。
つまり偽の希望で全員はめるためにリリアンのゾンビ作って大嘘こかせるわけか。
No, he's just going to basically pull a fast one, or prank them, or something like that. Not reanimate the dead or anything. That's a weird way of putting it, bruh.
千空がオト爆弾で作った千載一遇のチャンスなのだ。
Was it really 1 in a million that a bunch of incredibly loud bombs would draw out their enemy spy to come and see if they'd developed guns? I'd say that was a fairly high chance that that would happen, no?
どうなっている？あの動き。
The idea that this girl is going all Attack on Titan in this forest, jumping between branches that must be like 15 feet apart or something crazy. Literally no one does anything but slightly move around. They don't do anything. Come on, man.
技術のクロムと体力のマグマ。鉱石採掘。違う。それなら弦は不要。
She makes the assumption that they're all definitely not at their base for some reason, and also that they're all definitely together for some reason. Lots of assumptions based on nothing.
確認。絶対。
Very brief Naruto run.
ラスボス司の本拠地にやしよクロムちゃん司ちゃん軍に耳恋数なのとかいるんだから
That information would probably have been super useful during the incredibly long journey to get there. Managing to close the distance and get in front of him during the time it took him to simply swing.
なら行こうぜ俺らのミッションは1秒でも早く携帯のホットライン作ることじゃねえか
He got warned earlier on about not raising his voice this close to their camp, and then he very loudly declares exactly what their secret mission actually is.
煙幕で見えなくしといて叫び声で俺が逃げる茂みの音をかき消すために。
Yeah, I guess the only downside of the plan is that he didn't mention what he was doing, and thus they're still standing there whilst he does all of this.
聞いてほしい話がある。
バラすなって司は言うだろうけど構やしないさ。あんたらはもう分かってんだろうからね。
Yes, hence how he was able to turn around and call out to you instantly like he did just now.
6000万枚以上だ。それより上はわからね
オッケー、十分。あとは俺の仕事だよ。
Of course, the only logical downside being that after she asked the question, these two were seemingly quiet on the other end for what could only be described as an awkwardly long period of time.
あんたも不器用だね。すぐに分かるよ。科学にだけは嘘をつかない。
Girl be out here making some weird ass assumptions about this dude she's never met and has only now spoken to for about a solid minute or two.
え。右京。
潜水艦のソナーマンだった人でさ、耳が超ゴイスなのよ。
Wait, he's such a famous former submarine radio operator that she knew him from the looks of his stone self and where to find him and thus brought him back? Excuse me for one moment.
You getting that? Bullshit.
なんだ生きてやがった。真っ白になってっからくたばったのかと思ったぜ。
結局人のこと盾にしやがって。
Well, the only arrow that nearly hit him, that being between the legs, which I'm assuming is the one he's referring to, since it's the only one that actually struck his clothing, came after he was already up against the rock, and thus he didn't use him as a shield.
嬉しそうに、こりゃご都合いいじゃねえか。科学は使い回しだとかなんとか言ってたな。言い方も想像つきますね。
Really? I can't. He doesn't talk like that at all. In fact, he has a really unique tone when speaking. So...
That's a weird thing to say.
Bullshit. What? Bullshit.
Bakaかてめえは。人力で蒸気機関が止まるわけねえだろが。
So, what actually did stop it?
しばらくお別れだ。
センク。
saying someone's name instead of talking normally, Cliché.
おお、こんなしょぼい竹の檻でいいのかよ。後でほえ面かくんじゃねえぞ。
As opposed to keeping that thought to yourself and maybe trying to escape at some point.
よし、科学道具と歩くのとろくて邪魔くせえジジババだけ乗り込め。
If you're trying to convince me that in general all of these oldies have shrunk down to 3 feet tall, I'm not buying what you're selling, you feel me?
みんなありがとう。
Character with their eyes perpetually shut, Cliché.
あ？
貴様は知らないのだろうが。俺には
全力でつかなきゃテストになんねえだろうが。それがルールだ。ルールはルールだ。
Yeah, but you could definitely like put it up against a tree or something and have him attack it. That way there's no risk. Why do you of all people have to be literally behind it? Also, though I love this anime, but he's definitely not felling a tree with a spear. Not happening. Not buying what you're selling.
つまり火薬の次に警戒すべき科学は蒸気機関の車両による突撃だ。
I'm sorry, I also absolutely refuse to believe that he's figured out that Senku might build a damn steam engine, but also if you think that might even happen, you'd definitely attack their way weaker force, especially since winter has been over for ages as I can't even recall the last time I saw any snow.
おお、なんだそんなに見てえのか人の便所。
うるせえ。
He says as though the guy is doing anything other than walking behind him and following.
なんかねえか脱獄の役に立ちそうな素材がよ。じゃねえどうやって脱獄すんだこんな草や木で。
The idea that none of this was heard!
これが科学使いクロムの脱獄だぜ
Doing everything in his power to be as quiet as humanly possible and then loudly letting it all break apart and stand there looking cool.
棒幅跳びなんか素材探索でしょっちゅう使う移動手段だぜ
Why would you stick around to tell them this though?
譲り派のミッション
敵の中に潜んでいるのは携帯で連絡を取り合うためだけじゃないのか
まあいいじゃねえか助かったんだしよ
It clearly matters because it means you have an enemy who wants to help you in the camp, dude.
However, there is no vibration of the voice after singing enthusiastically.
I'm sorry. It's really hard to speak other languages, but I just love the way he says enthusiastically.
Enthusiastically.
狂気だ君たちはこの状況でまだなお世界全人類を救おうとしてる科学の力で
I mean, technically I guess, but in reality no, because it's just putting pieces of a person back together. There's no science involved in that. In fact, it's the one thing he's done that isn't science related at all. It's more like puzzle or Lego related.
一度全体を清掃した後で意図的に墓参りの足跡をつけたよ
How would you know that when you got your eyes closed?
Oh no! どんどん縛り上げろ
Much as I'm loving this on the Winds version, there's no way they beat them people and tied them up, which was shown, and did it all in 10 seconds.
記者の本領発揮私が塚さんとこに戻って詳しい状況と
Ultimate anime girl run Cliché.
クロム
Absolutely no peripheral vision at all.
死者数は
Yeah, again though, I'm loving it, but there's no way they captured those people in the trees trying to escape and then brought them back there all tied up in under 15 seconds. Not happening, brusky! The ultimate giving yourself away before you attack Cliché, where even the secret attacker at the rear screams out before hitting the target.
硫酸がありゃなわおそれはちょっとないかなてか持ち歩いてるわけないでしょそんな危険物
He didn't ask if you were carrying it, but instead mused that it would be great if they did only have that right now.
原始の世界で大人数は支えられない復活液を永遠に作り出せる保証もない
I do kind of get what he's saying, but at the same time it's also very much a fact that you could have just left the statues alone. Like it wasn't a pick one or the other type of situation.
またいないんだよいつもサボってるんだよ
Man, it's always really weird for me to hear a person barking as a dog for an anime. I don't think they ever really use actual dogs.
70億人が支えきれねえなら70億人支える手を70億人で探しまくる
Babies and the super elderly are going to be excellent help in doing that.
そうセンク君の科学力は素晴らしい
くそくんなよかかれ
Where did that bag come from though? Fist clenching sound effects. Laid facing away from them. Laid face down. Laid facing them. Laid facing away from them.
リチウム電池じゃてめえの月で爆発してるわもう丈夫なマンガン電池なら攻防一体っつうわけだ
To be honest though, wouldn't you be taking the world's biggest risk by explaining all of this to him? They both knew the other was going to do that without looking or saying a word at the exact same time. Absolutely no sins in this final episode. It was just really touching and emotional in certain areas, and I truly enjoyed it. Like, the Wins version was packed, so check that out if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I never ask on here, but maybe I should. Please be sure to leave a like and a comment. It just helps boost the video. I guess I really should start asking, since YouTube have super suppressed this channel over the past year, and your help could really aid me, to be honest. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Nathan Byrne, Bird Without a Word, Tyler Warner, PK Fan, Ali 50, Ryan Anderson, Isael Caldera, Mr. Waffle 64, Kieran Robinson, Chris Harris, Yona Shal, Manolo Saucedo Munoz, Kim Munt, Jason Davies, The Element Taylor Wars, Manuel Morales, Carnito, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Blitzcloud, Sebastian Ramirez, Aura Keeper, Jaffa 6263, Magnus, Kevin Nauta, Aniki Curve, Brendan Krier, Kaj Vorzelman, Jordan Samuels, Sean Graves, The Epic Commander, Crimson Shadows, Kyle Farmer, Adora Blue, Matthew Fitzworth, Sentimento, Gaten 2000, Maggie Sam, Storm 970, Inakami and Water.